Hi and welcome back to the channel, and the topic for discussion today is if they wanted to, they would. So just pause for a second and think about that. If they wanted to, they would. Okay, so what do we mean by if they wanted to, they would? Well, it's very simple. If somebody wants something, they'll more than likely make it happen. So, we're constantly making excuses for people. Oh no, they're really busy. Oh no, they work long hours. Oh no, they couldn't text back. And we're always romanticizing and making excuses. Well, not for everybody, but just in general. If you found yourself in that situation where you're probably wanting something, whether it's a friendship or a relationship, you're probably wanting it more than they are, because if they wanted it, they would. Now this applies to girl, boy, girl. It applies to anyone and everyone. So let me also begin by saying I've never touched on all this. I don't care where you're from. I don't care, what you like, as in your preferences. It's not about that. This channel's not about that. Everyone is welcome. I've got my own. My own vibe. I like chicks. Anyway, we'll just get that out the way. But not that any of that matters, just if you're wondering. But yeah, whatever you like, whatever your vibe is, good luck to you, we don't discriminate. There's no hate here. Also, it's religion free. Like, whatever you believe in, whatever you worship, good luck. Again, we're not here to criticize people. We're not here to argue. It's not a politically driven channel. This is more of a light and dark spirituality type discussion channel group. So I hope I've got that out the way, and like I said, we're not here to offend anybody, and I would also appreciate it in the comments if we just keep it strictly to the topics. Now that we've got that out the way, let's continue. By the way, if anyone offers an ironing service out there, yeah, I can see that the threads aren't in the greatest condition. Straight out of the washing machine, straight out of the dryer, absolutely zero consideration given to ironing. Anyway, so if they wanted to, they would. Look, guys, I don't know how to break it to you, but not everything has to be about a relationship. It can be friendships too. It doesn't have to be a girlfriend, but it's just, you got to stand up for yourself. You've got to have respect. You've got to match people's energy, what they're giving you. So, real life examples of if they wanted to, they would. How many times have you made plans with somebody and whether it be a week out, a day out, whatever, and either you don't hear from them, or on the day you get this like lame ass excuse. Sorry, I forgot, something else came up. Yeah, they remembered to message you to tell you that they can't make it, but for some reason they had something else, but they remembered to tell you. Once again, if they wanted to, they would. Look, sometimes it's genuine. Sometimes it's like, mum's just touched down from Queensland. I've got to go and pick her up from the airport. Whatever. I mean, you'll pretty much know by the person's demeanour whether they wanted to and they did or didn't want to. Sorry, if they wanted to, they would, but didn't. But yeah, I mean, stop making excuses. I mean, it's just, I'm trying not to get all, overly spiritual, but it's just like, yin and yang and give and take and push and pull. It's just a basic fundamental of give back what you're getting. So what do you do when somebody doesn't match your energy? Well, that's okay, just match theirs. You don't have to break friendships. If it's a relationship, well, maybe you need to address it, but just get the hint, make your life easier. That's all I'm saying. In some instances you're not going to have much of a choice if it's family, whatever. I'm not an advocate for like burning family. It's just your blood's your blood. It's as simple as that. I mean, you don't have to spend 24/7 with them, but I just don't advocate cutting off family, unless they're completely toxic. I mean, I don't think this really applies to mums, dads, sisters, and all that sort of stuff. So let me just make that clear. But again, that's up to you. Whatever floats your boat. A couple of examples that come to mind that I believe are indicators of the strength of a friendship or potential relationship or whatever, just anything, just a way to gauge where you're at. A little while back, I was bumping into a local young lady, and got along and get along really well. And in my mind, I'm thinking, oh, there might be something there, and I sort of play the long game. I wouldn't even say it's a game, but I call it the long game in that, that sort of woo way, just let whatever happen, action without action. So I kept bumping into her, and I'm like, okay, this might mean something. So on one particular occasion, I said, oh, what are you doing? She said, oh, I'm just going to the op shop, which was up the road. And coincidentally, I'd looked at something in there the day before, and I'm like, you know what? I'll join you. I just want to go and look at something. And she's like, yeah, no problems. So we go to the op shop. We're talking. But okay. We get there, and I go and look at my thing. She went to go and look for her thing, whatever. And the item I was interested in was gone. So I said to her, how'd you go? And she's like, oh, well, they don't have what I want. And I knew that what she wanted was probably a 15, 20-minute walk up the road. And I said, hey, look, I know where they do have it. I've got a bit of time. I can take you and show you. And she goes, oh, that's okay. I've got to get back to work. I'm just on my work break. So, look, she was in leisure wear. Maybe she was on a work break. I don't know. But the way I see it, if they wanted to, they would. Honestly, guys, if a girl wants to spend a little bit of extra time with you, she'd probably risk getting the sack, or having a late lunch break, if that moment was the moment she wanted to seize. I mean it. Like, I've been there. I've done it myself. Where I would drop everything, and if that was me at that moment, and I had something on, like a mate with a coffee or whatever, or something like that, I'd be like, no, I'm free. And next minute, scrambling for my phone, like, dude, can't make it. See you later. I'm telling you, that's the reality of it. That's just how it goes. You can kid yourself. I've seen her a few times since, and we still chat, whatever. But again, I just match her energy, just like for like. How are you? How are you? What are you doing? What are you up to? It's really cool. It's like, well, I think I've given that little, opening of an expression of interest, and if they want to take it, well, then they can start throwing a hint back. So get the hint, guys. If they want to, they will. And that goes for guy, girl. I'm just using my example for me. If a guy likes you guys, you'll know. I mean, like, you just know. If they want to, they will, right? People will make excuses and move heaven and earth to be with you if they want to be with you, or hang out with you, whatever. It doesn't have to be love. It can, like I said, it could be just a friendship. It could be something platonic. But again, do you really want to allocate all your energy into a friendship that is heavily weighted towards you being the one that's wanting to? So just think about it. Another one going back a few years ago. This one was not many moons ago, but a few moons ago. Another person I'd constantly bump into. We had each other's numbers, and they would actually say, hey, let's catch up. I take it back. We did, on one particular occasion, hang out. Went really well, and they were like, we're going to do this again. Sweet, all for it. And I didn't myself, I didn't instigate it more than once after that. I think I saw them, and I'm like, yeah, we should do this again. And they were like, yep, how about, they named a time and date. And by the way, when someone does that, that they're half serious. So I'm like, yeah, great. I just said, message me and we'll go from there. Didn't hear from them. Little bit of time elapsed. Saw them again, and they were like, no mention of the last time. And they were like, let's do this again. I'm like, yeah, sure, love to. And then again, they were like, post-dating it, so how about Tuesday? I'm like, yep, great. And once again, I'm like, yeah, just flick me a message and let me know, what time you're free, and we'll do it. Nah. So at that point in time, sorry, that's my driving sensor. Motorbike came up next to me. So at that point in time, I realised, look, I wasn't going to hold it against her. It's all good, we're just friends. I mean, what do you say? Nothing. I just matched her energy. I still see them, and I've never mentioned it since. And again, they've casually brought up catching up, and It just so happens that we keep bumping into each other. So, but nothing sort of beyond that sort of brief interaction. But I'm a strong believer. If they want to, they would. If she wants to catch up, she will. I've seen, just watch somebody, observe somebody when, whether it's a girlfriend, a friend, or whatever. Just watch them. When it's something that they feel strongly about. Like, let's say you're in a social setting and they want a ticket to a concert, and they don't have one. They can't get it. We'll say it's the Taylor Swift concert or whatever. Just watch how when somebody says, I've got a ticket, they will give their email, they will say, yeah, I'll come and pick it up, I'll send you the money now. Have a look at that. Have a look at how they act when you know they want something. And let me tell you, there's your answer. So, it's just the law of the jungle, man. It's just the law of attraction. If they want to, they will. I know I keep harping on it. But they will. I promise you they will. I would always leave the door open, ajar, however you want to put it. In these situations, if it's not serving you, well then, you can move on. But if it's just something that's like, a borderline relationship or borderline friendship or borderline friends with benefit, whatever, just be aware. Once again, it's all about awareness and match their energy. That's it. It's the same principle on most of these things. Just match their energy. Have some self-respect. Have some dignity. If they want to, they will. And you know what? When if they're lashing you, I'm not saying lash back. You should never act the same, but just don't make an effort. It's pretty simple. Mirror them. Anyway, I've rambled on and on. I've had this carpal tunnel for about 2 months now. It's called carpal tunnel syndrome, and let me tell you, it's really uncomfortable. My shoulder area here, so I'm struggling to sit here comfortably. So I've done enough talking. How about you tell me, how do you feel about this topic? Does it resonate with you? Have you got experiences when it comes to all this? Has it helped you? Will it help you? As always, please share the video, like the video, and if you want, go to my description. There's a PayPal ID if you want to buy me a coffee. I've got to feed our caffeine habit. But other than that, this is not a channel about getting rich. It's just a channel about having a chat and sharing the ins and outs of daily life. Have a good day, folks. Ciao.